If they can't protect children in our society, they have no right to use our taxes to pay for anything.
Sadiq Khan fact-checked live on air. Audience left stunned. You're not going to believe what just happened. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, walked into what he thought would be a straightforward live interview. Instead, he was caught off guard, fact-checked in real time, and the moment left the entire audience stunned. This wasn't your usual political back and forth. No, this was a moment where the spin collided head-on with cold, hard numbers. And for once, Khan wasn't the one holding the upper hand. Here's what happened. Khan was invited onto a live broadcast to discuss his policies on housing, crime, and transport, three of the hottest topics dividing Londoners right now. He came armed with talking points, statistics, and his trademark confidence. But within minutes, the interviewer pushed back. Every polished line Khan delivered was met with a counter, a chart, a quote, a fact check. It started small, a correction here, a clarification there. But then came the moment. When Khan claimed crime levels in London had dropped significantly under his leadership, the host stopped him cold. Actually, Mr. Mayor, the interviewer said, official statistics show violent crime has risen in several boroughs. Knife crime, in particular, has been a growing concern. How do you explain that? The pause was deafening. Khan tried to respond, but the fact check wasn't just verbal. On-screen graphics appeared, showing the numbers. The contrast between Khan's words and the data was undeniable. And in that instant, the tone of the whole conversation shifted. For viewers, it was electrifying. This wasn't the mayor controlling the narrative, it was the narrative controlling him. The more Khan tried to steer the discussion, the more the fact-checking pulled him back. On transport fares, on housing developments, on policing numbers. Each claim challenged, each defense tested. And you could see it in his expression. Frustration, surprise, a rare sense of being cornered live, with no chance to retreat. Now, let's talk about the reaction. Social media lit up instantly. One comment on X read, "This is the first time I've seen a politician actually held accountable live on air. More of this, please." Another went viral, "Fact-checkers should be mandatory at every interview." The look on Khan's face said it all. Journalists piled in too. A London correspondent wrote, "This was a turning point. Khan has faced criticism before, but to be contradicted with data in real time, that's a different level of scrutiny." Even some Labour insiders admitted privately that the optics were bad. One source told a local outlet, "He's used to playing offense. Tonight he was on defense, and it showed." Of course, not everyone saw it as a disaster. Khan supporters argued that being fact-checked is part of healthy democracy. They said it proved he was willing to face tough interviews rather than avoid them, something many politicians shy away from. And maybe they're right. Because one thing's for sure, most leaders would never put themselves in that position. But here's where this gets bigger than just one interview. This wasn't just about Khan. It was about politics itself, the growing demand for accountability. People are tired of empty slogans, polished speeches, and vague promises. They want truth, verified in real time. And the technology is here to make that possible. Live graphics, instant fact-checking, public access to data that can't be spun away. The question is, are politicians ready for it? Because if this becomes the norm, moments like Khan's will become more common. And for leaders who rely on controlling the message, that's a terrifying prospect. Let's not forget the historical context here. Across the world, we've seen how fact-checking has reshaped politics. In the U.S., real-time counters during presidential debates exposed inaccuracies on the spot. In South Africa, live radio callers have held officials to account with documents in hand. And now in Britain, we may be seeing the same shift, a demand that politicians back up their claims instantly, or risk being exposed in front of millions. That's why this moment matters. It wasn't just a tough interview. It was a glimpse into the future of political accountability. So what happens next? For Khan, the challenge will be to rebuild his authority after such a public setback. His critics will use the clip relentlessly, framing it as proof he's out of touch. His supporters will spin it as evidence of his courage to face tough questions. But beyond Khan, the bigger question is this: Are we entering a new era where every politician from the Prime Minister to local councillors will be forced to face fact checks live, with nowhere to hide? Because if that's the case, the entire political playbook changes. Speeches will have to be tighter. Claims sharper. Spin reduced. Truth unavoidable. So here's the takeaway. Sadiq Khan's live fact-check wasn't just a bad night at the office. It was a warning shot to every politician who thinks they can bluff their way through tough questions. In today's world, the facts fight back. And the question hanging in the air tonight is this: who's going to be the next politician caught in the crossfire? Because if this moment taught us anything, it's that the public appetite for truth, real, verified, undeniable truth, has never been stronger. And if leaders can't handle that, they're in for a very rough ride.